guys, today we're going to be making hidden tab curtains. These ones are for my son's room, so I'll just get straight into it. So the first thing I did was decide which fabric I was going to use. So in this instance I am using two different types of fabric, and I measured my window and how long I wanted them to be, and I measured out how long I wanted the dinosaur fabric to be and the green fabric. So the dinosaur I chose 4 to 8 inches and the green fabric I chose 15 inches. So to make one panel, you're going to want to sew the two pieces of fabric together to make one solid piece. So here I put the green panel at the bottom. So I put both right sides together, pin them, and then sewed straight down. So once you're done sewing, then you have your whole entire first panel. So I just like to press my seam down in between the two fabrics just so that it's not too bulky. And then we're going to go to the hemming. So it's a regular hem, it's just like hemming pants. So you're just going to fold once and then press and then fold again and press again. You're going to fold twice just so that you can hide that raw edge inside. By hiding the raw edge, then you're preventing fraying or it coming apart. So you're going to do that to both sides of your panel, so the longest part of your panel, and then you're going to sew both sides. I was actually doing both panels at the exact same time, so when I would do one thing on one panel, I would do the same exact one, just so that instead of doing one panel at a time, it just seemed like it would be longer. So just do it all at once and you can be on every step of the way at the same time. And I just think it's easier that way. So once you've hemmed your sides, then you're going to start hemming the bottom. And I didn't show this part, I'm not sure why, but I did the same thing. I folded once and then folded a second time, but this time I folded a lot bigger, because on the bottom of your curtains you're going to want to have a nice big hem. I'm not exactly sure why. I know it looks nicer. I'm wondering if because usually there's a lot of traffic, such as if the curtain is on the floor and there's more wear and tear on it, so either way it looks nicer. So after you've pressed it, then you're just going to sew at the top of it, you know what I mean? So once you're finished with the bottom, then you're going to hem the top. And what I forgot to mention was I actually placed the panels on top of each other and then hem them both at the same time and press them at the same time, just so that I knew that green where the two fabrics met, I made sure that those were matching, so that when you hang them up, if they aren't a straight line, then you're going to notice and it's not going to look right. So instead of measuring, I just thought that this is probably the best thing for me to do so that I can be sure and I can see it, and yeah, I think it turned out better and less time consuming than getting out a ruler and measuring every so often. So then now I'm going to make the tabs for the hidden tabs. So I cut a piece of 4x4 inch strip of fabric. You can use anything. You can even use a piece of ribbon actually, but in this instance I happen to be using the same dinosaur fabric. So I folded right sides together and I sewed down the one side so it would make a tab. So a nice tip is when you're creating a bunch of tabs, like for me, I made 7 tabs per panel. I placed them 5 inches apart. So instead of doing one at a time and then ripping it out of the machine and then loading another one, I would just do one tab at a time, continually feeding the tabs in. Because every time you go to pull a tab out of the sewing machine, you're just wasting all that thread, and thread is expensive. So, and I think I went through a whole entire spool of white thread for this project. So you're going to turn it right side out and then press it nicely. So here I take the tab and I lay it on the top of the panel, and I know it looks kind of weird, but you're going to sew it like this and then fold it down, and it's going to hide the raw edge. And then you're going to fold it down, and I leave a little bit at the top, so I folded it a little bit bigger just because I know that I'm going to have it on a 2-inch rod. So if you have a smaller rod, then you can create less of a pocket, because if it was a smaller rod and you made a larger pocket, then you would see the tabs. The curtains fall a little bit and you would be able to see. Okay, so and make sure you put a tab on the very end of each panel. So at the beginning I put it right on the edge, and at the end of the panel you put it on right on the edge. So once you had all your tabs attached, you're just going to want to clean up your work by cutting off all the loose threads, and pretty much that's about it. And then you're going to hang them up. If you want to make tie backs for it, or you have that option. I think it looks really nice. I put my rod a little bit out further than the window so that when I opened it, then I'd be able to see the whole entire window. And yeah. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, if you found it helpful, if you have any questions, please comment, please like, please subscribe for future tutorials that I am going to be posting. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.